and a very warm welcome to this week's Tuneful Tuesday, and that's some of the items you'll be seeing in this particular video. In fact, this video we're looking at a book review. We've got some vinyl news, but let's get straight to the meat, shall we? Let's get straight to the nitty-gritty, and let's look at vinyl reviews. And let's look at the krautrock band Popul Vuh. I think that's how I pronounce it. Popul Vuh, Popul Vuh. I think it's Popul Vuh, actually. That's what I'm going to call it. This is volume 2. This is a box set, multi-LP box set. I've already got volume 1. I've already reviewed that on my website. I will put a link below. This one, volume 2, is called Acoustic and Ambient Spheres. It's available via BMG. And I've been waiting a long time for this one since the volume 1 appeared in 2019, I think it was. Volume 2 of this compilation, I suppose, focuses on the krautrock band's albums. Let's see if we can pronounce these, shall we? There's the 1973 album, Seligsprechung, I think. That's the only LP in a gatefold sleeve. There is Cœur de Ver, I think that's how you pronounce it. 1970, which is a Werner Herzog soundtrack. There is Agape, or Love, Love from 1983, and then there is 1987's Cobra Verde, which is another Herzog soundtrack featuring, as a by-the-by, Klaus Kinski. Kinski, of course, the man who's appeared in every single European film during the past 147 years. Now, these prog and ambient works have all been remastered. You'll also find a bonus track on each album, though you might have to hunt around on the rear sleeve to see them. They're not particularly obvious. So this is a 4 LP vinyl set, plus inserts, which arrive in a slipcase outer box. There's a 6-sided fold-out booklet packed with information included in all of that. In there, you'll note that leader and soul of Popul Vuh, Florian Frick, was accompanied by a rotating lineup of excellent musicians. Many of them would end up in that other legendary outfit, Amandoul. This package also features 3 prints, a collector's film still poster from Cœur de Ver, and the original movie poster from Cobra Verde. The pressings in this box set are nicely presented in sonic and physical terms. On my set, at least, they ran quietly and smoothly and were remarkably flat, I have to say. My compliments to the chef in the pressing plant. In mastering terms, the original masters had a large part in how this music was presented. So for these 70s era tracks, there was a 70s era glow to them. But even the 80s releases never showed any hint of digital edge, keeping the old-time personality. Now, I guess the original vintage studio gear was still in use at this time, so no surprise there. This is a stunning box set from a stunning band inspired by a creative genius, Florian Frick. Next up, we're looking at Joni Mitchell and the album Live at Carnegie Hall, 1969. This one is from Rhino. Now, this is the lady's debut performance at New York City's Carnegie Hall, and it's receiving its first ever commercial release as a standalone LP. It's also to be found as part of the box set Joni Mitchell Archives Volume 2, The Reprise Years, 1968 to 1971. Mitchell was just 25 years old when she took to the stage on the 1st of February 1969, 1 year after the release of her debut album Song to the Seagull. In the audience were her mother and father. Her partner was there too, Graham Nash, as was Bob Dylan. This collection includes the hit Chelsea Morning, in which she refers to her apartment on West 16th Street in Manhattan's Chelsea district. There's I Had a King from Song to the Seagull, which is also in there, as are several tracks destined for future albums like Clouds, 1969, such as that song about the Midway. Even Little Green appears here, which wouldn't appear on a Mitchell album until Blue in 1971. This is a 3-disc set, although music only spans 5 of those sides. On the 6th is an American eagle etching. This is the same design seen on Joni Mitchell's skirt during the concert. Now, in terms of mastering, well, the noise floor is generally low. The audience are in their place, but never dominant. The presentation is balanced. There's enough dynamic reach around the mids to add a measure of sparkle, but it's the insight and the detail around the mids that really stand out here. The vocal presence adds foundation to each song. Vocal texture adds emotion, while the resonant elements from the acoustic guitar give the song an unpredictability, because you never really know if a string will ping off in an unexpected direction. Live recordings can often disappoint in sonic terms, but not this one. This is one of the best live recordings I've heard in quite a while. Next up, a quick book review for you. This book, Southern Man, subtitled Music and Mayhem in the American South, is written by Alan Walden, and he's worked with a chap called S.E. Feinberg. This particular edition has been published by Jawbone. It spans 304 pages and is priced around £12. Now, manager, publisher, booking agent and promoter Alan Walden worked with Otis Redding, Sam and Dave. He worked with Percy Sledge, Albert King, Lynyrd Skynyrd, founded Capricorn Records in the mid-60s, introducing many to the southern rock sounds of the Allman Brothers and many more. This guy has had a busy career, and to be frank, I wanted more than this book was prepared to give me. It's termed a memoir, which is shorthand for saying that it's half a book. The extravagant line spacing reveals more than the page count. The book itself is packed with stories, but they're stories you hear in a bar over a pint of beer. I wish he would have slowed down. I wish he would have took his time. I wish he would have added more context. I wish he would have added more detail and more flavour. I wished he would have given me a lot more. Next up, we're going to look at some vinyl news. First out the blocks is Park Hye Jin and her new debut release, Before I Die, on the Ninja Tune label. Now, this is a South Korean-born and LA-based producer. She's also a singer and a rapper, and she combines a smooth delivery with sparse beats that blend very well with looping organic instrumentation that contrasts sometimes starkly with her sometimes frank, shall we say, and spiky lyrical content that sometimes sit like peppercorns amongst a pop pie. Next up, we have the band Ross from Friends. Now, I love the band name. I have to start with that. The album is called Tread, and I'll put a link down below so you can find them on their Bandcamp page. The album has been crafted by the British producer Felix Clary Weatherall. The man specialises in good names, it seems. This is ideal club night fare, full of danceable beats, hip swinging rhythms, and female vocal punctuations to soften the effect. This is the sort of electro house you might find in a sweaty backstreet New York club, packed with smiling patrons. And next up we have the legendary John Coltrane and the classic album release, A Love Supreme. Now, the classic album release, A Love Supreme, was Coltrane's 1965 post-bop modal magnum opus that was backed by Elvin Jones, McCoy Tyner and Jimmy Garrison. The music was more spiritual than angry or aggressive, which makes this new find, live in Seattle, spanning 2 discs and recorded in October 1965 via Impulse, all the more interesting. Featuring the addition of Pharoah Sanders, Donald Garrett and Carlos Ward, this live outing extends and adds more intense polyrhythmic approach to the original music. Next we have a compilation called Made to Measure. This is volume 46, so you need to check out the other 45, obviously. This one has been produced by the French avant-garde outfit Ackroyd. The band tackle head-on varied experimental classical outings from the 20th century. People like Feldman and Varese and Ligeti. The 9-piece outfit combine classical and rock, but explore a host of musical grammar, grapple with improv, and embrace the sonic timbers. It wasn't long ago that we talked about Poppy Ackroyd. Now, Ackroyd is a trained pianist, violinist, producer and composer, but her works are rather more melodic and target pattern matching with a neo-classical frame. The album Pause is the Brighton-based musician's 4th LP, written during the current unpleasantness and just after the birth of her child. A series of spacious solo piano works, each is light, fluid and quite sparkling, like the sun hitting falling water drops. And finally, Phantasmagoria, or A Different Kind of Journey, is an album name to conjure with. Phantasmagoria is the new album from the Ivan Arset Quartet, and again, I'll put a Bandcamp link below. Featuring, and I apologise now for my mispronunciation, Ivan Arset himself, Vettel Holter, Erland Darlin and Auden Alien. Again, guys, I do apologise. This album takes jazz ambience and adds a guitar spine. This series of instrumentals takes melodies and harmonies and, well, it messes with them, basically. Low-key and introspective, but wholly fascinating. And that's it, folks. Thank you very much for staying to the end of this video. You might want to check below in the description. If you want to navigate around this video, you can click on any item you like. There's some hot links down there, guys. I'd like to also thank you for supporting me on this YouTube channel, and if you haven't already done so, if I could possibly ask you to click like and subscribe down below, please. It just helps this channel to move through the YouTube algorithm. There are also other links. My website link is down there too, and there's a host of information on there you won't find on this channel, so check that out. Also, if you can support me on Patreon, there's a link to my Patreon page down yonder as well. And if you're able to support me on Patreon, that'll be very much appreciated. It keeps this channel healthy and moving forward. Now, I'll be back at the weekend with another hi-fi related review, and I hope to see you then. Great to have your company. Until that time, folks, bye-bye for now.